Welcome, Sagittarius, to your June 2024 reading. And I have to start out by saying, please excuse my tatty looking cards here. I absolutely love this deck. It's one of my oldest decks, if not my oldest deck. And it is my personal deck, and so it has received a lot of use over the years, but I was drawn to use it. This is the second time I've used it in my monthly readings, and it was just time to pull it out again. Now, before also I get into your reading, if you are still waiting on your free mini reading, those of you who subscribed and requested it, I did a whole chunk of them again, so please check your comments or your notifications to see if you can see the mini readings there. I leave the link in the comment in where your comment was, so you can just click on that. Now, I'm no longer doing free mini readings, unfortunately, because I had such a backlog and I have to work through them and respond to everyone. And I'm also noticing that people aren't actually even checking them out. So I feel like I'm doing them for nothing. But don't worry, if you have subscribed and requested a mini reading, I will respond to you. So don't worry if you haven't heard from me yet. But I'm not offering that anymore. But look, if you do want me to pull some cards for you, just leave me a donation. There's a little button there you can click to donate some money and put a comment to say you've donated, and I will do a mini reading for you. I will leave a link there. At least that way I know you're going to watch it and I'm not doing it for nothing. But let's get into it. Now, this month, I can see some people around you that could potentially be quite significant. You've got two queens and a king. So you've got the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So here you've got divine counterparts here. Now, the Queen of Pentacles I would normally read as a Virgo, but this is any earth sign. And the King of Pentacles I would normally read as a Taurus. You've got both here. So could be a Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn, because this is a general reading, an earth sign. And you've got the Queen of Swords, which I would normally read as a Libra, but this can be any air sign, so a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarian here. So these could be playing a significant role in your life in June. But when court cards come out in a reading, what they sometimes describe, or what they sometimes talk about, is the characteristics that you will be taking on board in and around June or whenever they come out. So the Queen of Pentacles is a very capable person. This is someone who is very caring, quite nurturing. They're very in control of their life, and also because of that, they are in control of other people's lives as well. They are very good at doing that. They're great at business. They're very hardworking, and they have also created a lot of abundance for themselves. And that they create a lot of abundance, but they're also really good at spending some of that abundance. But you know what? So what? They've earned it, and they can spend it if they want. They can spend it on themselves, they can spend it on luxuries. And this actually is a card that talks about luxury and surrounding yourself with beautiful things and buying things for yourself and enjoying the wealth that you've earned for yourself. So I feel like for a lot of you, June, did I say September before? Oh my gosh, my brain. This is your June reading, by the way. This is quite an abundant month just because you've got that king and that queen. And, this can sometimes talk about divine counterparts, as I said at the beginning of your reading. So this is two people that come together that just work so well together. And this, for a lot of you, I feel like this could be in business as well, simply because this is Pentacles. But this can be just two people that work really well together in your life. You know, this could be you and your partner. I don't see any cups here at the moment, which is all about love and emotion, but we will get some clarifying cards out in a little bit. Now, I don't know if I said this is the mythical tarot deck. Yeah, I think so. This is quite, as I said, quite old, and I will clarify with the mystical tarot deck. Now, you've got the High Priestess here. Now, the High Priestess is the most spiritual card in the deck, and I feel like there is a lot of healing coming in here for you spiritually, psychically, you know, and on a more of a mundane level. This is your intuition, your psychological outlook on things as well. There is some real healing. And, you know, the High Priestess also talks about sacred knowledge, things that's coming into your psyche through your dreams, through your intuition, just through psychic messages for some of you that are really in tune with that kind of thing. And this can be quite healing as well. Things that you might dream about that is going to unlock some things in you, that is going to allow some healing to take place. But I feel like for some of you, this could even be you going on a spiritual retreat somewhere. You've got the Four of Swords right beneath the High Priestess. And the Four of Swords is, you know, going away, shutting the door on the outside world and just relaxing and healing. So definitely could be a spiritual retreat here for some of you. Now, you've got the Eight of Pentacles. This is quite a nice card, again, for abundance. You've been working hard. You're learning a lot of new skills here as well. The Eight of Pentacles is often the card of the apprentice. So for some of you, you might be in a new role in your career. You might be taking on a new job, and therefore you are gaining some more skills and working quite hard here whilst doing that. But very, very nice, abundant energy in the Four of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. Just learning and gaining some skills there. And this can also be skills, life skills as well. You could be quite working on yourself a lot here, and getting some life skills or working on some projects and learning some stuff while doing that. Now, it's interesting, you've got two fours here. Fours are the card of foundation, you know, your foundations, and it's also quite a stable energy, the number 4. And so to have multiple fours, this is really talking about you've got a strong foundation mentally, you've got a strong foundation passionately and creatively as well. Now, the Four of Pentacles can talk about marriage here, and it's interesting, you've got these 3 people or people here in your reading, but it's next to the Taurus card. So some of you may be getting married to a Taurus, or certainly be living together. And, you know, I talk about star signs, but this is more about the energy of the person and the card rather than their star sign. That's what the tarots talk about more than anything, because it's quite difficult to pin down star signs, because we often have characteristics of our rising sign, our moon sign at any particular time, you know, so it can be a bit difficult. But for some of you, could be a Taurus here, or any earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, that you are moving in together, making a life together, building some solid foundations together, working together to make a wonderful life for yourself. This could even be you literally building a home, or moving. But strong foundations here for you to have 2 4s coming out. That's really, really nice energy. And, they kind of talk about showing the results of your efforts here. So if you've been working to heal as well, I feel like that's coming in quite nicely. Things are coming into balance here. When you have the Queen of Swords, often you'll see, I don't know if this particular deck, I'll just show you the card. I don't know, she doesn't have a set of scales. Often the Queen of Swords will have a set of scales that she's balancing. Often, because the Queen does represent, this Queen of Swords does represent Libra. But this does talk about things coming back into balance. You being able to make some really good decisions as well, quite clear decisions, focused decisions based on your intellect, based on the facts as well, rather than what your heart thinks. So that's really nice energy. But yeah, very, very clear thinking when the Queen of Swords comes in, clear communication as well. The Queen of Swords, if this represents a person in your life, they are very direct. They talk to you in a direct fashion. There's no flouncing around, no wishy-washy kind of stuff. And sometimes they can be a little bit intolerant as well, in the sense that they see, particularly if this is a friend of yours, they see how the answers to your problems, and they give you advice, and good advice too. And if you don't take their advice, they're like, well, I told you so. I told you what to do. You're still having the problem. Why don't you deal with it? They're that kind of person, but nonetheless, very great friend to have. Quite intelligent, as I said, very supportive, and great at giving advice. Now, there's a lot of fast-moving energy here in the Knight of Wands. This could be a fire sign. This could even represent you. But I look at the Knights as the movement of energy. So a lot of passion, a lot of fast-moving things, a lot of excitement, a lot of adventure happening here for you in June as well. But definitely movement, fast movement. This is that kind of energy where someone races in. This is the knight that races in and to save the damsel in distress. And this is non-gender specific. This is just kind of painting the picture for you. The knight that races in, saves the damsel, or saves the day, fights the battle. And then once he's completed his task, he's looking for the next big adventure to race off on. So I feel like perhaps you've been a little bit like this. You've been that one that races in and has a lot of energy and is looking to save the day. But I feel like you've got to remember to really spend some time on relaxing and healing mind, body and soul here, because it's next to the Four of Swords. So remember to take some time out. Now, we've covered the Four of Wands. As I said, that is that strong foundation. You're building something for the future here. And that King of Pentacles, a card of abundance. This is someone who is a leader that is quite kind but stern, quite generous, often very affluent, and helps out, and is just a great business person, knows how to build their wealth. So if this doesn't represent someone in your life, I feel like, again, you will be taking on a lot of these qualities in June. Now let's get some clarifying cards out with the Mythical Tarot deck here. Okay, we got some straight away. Let's have a look. Three of Wands, Five of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Okay. 2 3s here as well. 2 3s, 2 4s. Interesting that you whenever there's kind of progression like that, 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands, it tells me that things are absolutely moving forward for you in the right direction as well. It's like you're on a journey, and when you see that 3 and 4 and sometimes 5 and 6, when those cards come out, they talk about that progression. You're moving on to the next stage, just as you should be, And having multiple 3s, threes represent creativity, they represent growth and self-expression. And, this is, they also kind of represent a need to see clearly where you're actually headed and make decisions upon those goals. And like I said, you've got that Queen of Swords here. So if there is a decision that you are needing to make about your goals, your future, the direction that you want to go in here, you're going to be looking at the facts and making decisions, as I said, based on your intellect and your heart more so than your emotions here. And it's interesting, you've got the Apprentice card, but you've also got the Master, the Master's Apprentice. You've got that card of working in a nice, tight-knit little team. You're sharing your skills, your knowledge, your experience, and this can often talk about a leadership role here. So some of you may be in a position of authority in your career, but you are certainly guiding other people. And you've got the 5 of Cups here in the center, in between these 2 3s, and they kind of, I feel like for some of you there could be something that's a little that you might be lacking potentially in your career, just because Wands can often talk about your career or your passions, and Pentacles do as well. And the fact that you've got the 5 of Cups between these 2, it's almost like you're not happy with your career, or there's something that's a little bit lacking. But I feel like for a lot of you, you're not seeing what potential is actually there. The story of the 5 of Cups is often the figure is there looking at the 3 spilled cups. In this deck, they're kind of on their side. They're not able to hold any fluid because obviously it would just pour out. Yet behind the figure, there are 2 full cups of all of the potential, the joy, the happiness, the abundance that this person could want. But they're looking down at the cups that can't hold anything, and they're not seeing these cups of potential. And so I feel for a lot of you in June, you might get to the stage where you might actually be able to see the ships coming in. I'm trying to use the analogy of the 3 of Wands. This talks about your ships are coming in. You've done a lot of work and put a lot of energy and effort into your career, and now is the time where you are actually going to be able to see potential here, see your future and what it holds. And the 3 of Wands kind of says you can move on to the next project now. You can finish off a particular part of your journey. If it's been a creative project, if it's been a job, you can rest assured that what is meant for you is now coming in, in those ships. And now you can turn and move on to that new project here for yourself. It's quite nice energy. It is a sort of a sense that there is a little bit of a wait here, but I don't feel like it's a long wait. I feel like you are going to realize, yep, I've done what I need to do now, and now I can move on. And wow, look at that. The Ace of Cups. I was saying you haven't got many cups. You've got the 5 there, but the Ace and the Magician, you are creating your own reality here. You have got all of the skills, all of the tools that you need to manifest this cup of joy, of love. You know, it's what I was talking about that was in those two cups behind the figure there. This cup is being offered to you. It is full of potential, of happiness, of it's overflowing with emotion, you know, and you are able to bring in this joy to you. You're going to be able to manifest it here, Sag. It is absolutely beautiful energy, very powerful energy, that Magician card, when you can actually really bring about, visualize, manifest what it is you want that will make you happy. Now, let's get out your final card now from the Now I Understand Oracle cards by Janine and Lauren McLean. These are wonderful cards. I love this. I think Janine actually now has started her own YouTube channel, so you may want to check that out. But look at that. Decide. A decision needs to be made after careful analysis. Make a choice and keep things moving. Wow, could this be any more fitting for your reading? The Queen of Swords. That's what I was talking about. If you are needing to make a decision, you're going to be analytical about it. I mean, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen is a Virgo. Virgos are very analytical as well. So you could be taking on a lot of this energy of that Queen of Pentacles here. But you need to really analyze your movements. Don't rush in like a bull at a gate with the Knight of Wands there. Carefully analyze where you're at. If you're making a decision about your career, are you looking at your finances and making sure you've got enough to tide you over until you move on to something new? If you want to build a home, you know, analyze that situation, make sure that's all organized and set and ready to go. But once you've done all of that, make your choice and keep things moving. It's very, very clear in that card. I love how these cards just seem to fit in with my reading so well. So we'll leave it there, Sag. As I said, if you want me to pull some cards for you, just leave me a donation and I will shuffle my cards and then film it and leave you a little link in the comment section in response to your comment once you've let me know you've donated. So have a great June and I hope to see you next month. Bye.